The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, episode 648. Your Whiskey Brothers in the studio. We'll get through it real quick. I'm Slade Ham. That's Rob Bungle. That's Tre Tutson. Missing Dale Cheeseman. Missing Sam Damaris. Flash is in the studio. We got you this time, homie. It's good to have you back. We just keep him in the corner. We'll get you some whiskey, and we'll get you nice and... At least you'll be on the same page as us. I want scrawled notes. That's what I want. Flash is our intern. We love having him around. And then we're joined by Grady Pruitt.
Awesome. Thank you,
Good
guys.
to have you back, man.
Yeah.
You want to tweet him, you want to bitch at him for anything he said or did not say, do so at Pruitt Grady, P-R-U-I.
I get bitched at for something I did not say.
Usually it's just like, you were sitting next to Tre. Why didn't you do something? That's what I mean. Tre Tutson has come off the top rope with some weird theories here lately.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we're in the studio. Tonight, if you want to see Tre in person and you're in Houston, he and I, we're opening for Jim. No, dude, this is weird. Look, Rob's getting grumbly.
I'm not getting grumbly. I'm just saying.
He is. So here, listen.
Get to
Here's
see Tre.
Tonight at Warehouse Live, Jim Norton is in town. He's performing.
Yeah.
I'm opening for Jim. I'm doing
That's
20.
awesome.
I'm middling for Jim. I'm his feature. And I submit to the booker to submit to the agent who they asked, hey, is there another comic who you think would be a good fit? And I go, yeah. I got two guys. I'd never want to send one and look like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a fucking booker who also owns an entertainment company. I have options here. So I send Rob Set from the Whiskey Brothers special, the one you can find on Amazon. And I go, certainly they're going to pick my best friend Rob to do the show. But also to look like, one, I'm throwing somebody else in the mix and I'm not just a person with a shallow sort of roster. And to show a little diversity, I went, I'm going to submit Tre, who is also, it's solidarity for my whiskey brethren. Sam's not here. Dale's not here. Let me see what I can do. So I take Tre's worst submission tape.
It's terrible.
It's the worst.
I think I've seen the one where the audience isn't mic'd up, so you just...
Oh, there was an audience? I couldn't tell.
Exactly.
It's shot like he basically green screened it with an improv logo in his living room. I go, clearly this is not going to get anybody.
You know, Nick Swartzen got his Comedy Central half hour. He just talked into a phone.
I believe that.
And everything like
I
that.
believe
That's what he submitted.
I believe that's
in his room.
I believe that's how comedy
and then
works.
he would be like, there's an applause break here.
Yes.
That is what Tre sent me without the annotation.
Yeah.
So I take them and I send them off to the agent, and I wait patiently for the green light that me and Rob are. I even tell Rob we're going to do this thing, and then and I tell Tre, I go, you're probably not, but keep your head up, young buck. It's you never know.
Let's not also lose fact. That's the day of my birthday, too.
Shit. Anyway, Rob got overlooked. Tre's doing the show with me. And you can catch both of us in front of Jim Norton tonight.
This is an affirmative action.
Congrats.
This is straight. All right, dude, you ain't got no chicks. Okay, we're going to have to go with this black dude.
Listen, Elizabeth Warren is 1/2000th fucking Cherokee. Okay. I think you can get in on a Jim Norton show based on your amount of blackness.
That's probably how they phrase it, too. They're like, just go with the black. That's probably how they said it. That's just how.
Yeah.
Did you watch his tape?
No. No, we didn't see it. He was black, so that's funny. They saw two white dudes. It was like, all right, who's his next tape? Oh, yeah, him. They got him. Dark skin. Yeah, come on. We don't give a fuck what he's talking about.
I'm happy for you. I think
I'm
Jim
thrilled
Norton,
for you.
I can tell.
Yeah. Good for you.
I think Jim would probably really like you, too. You got
We'll see, man. You know what I mean? I'm
You're gonna do fine. We're gonna kick ass tonight.
I don't do well around East Coast whites. Like they don't, you know what I mean? They don't really like my southern.
It would
thinking.
be amazing to bomb in front of a sold out warehouse. This is the most people I ever performed in front of. This is gonna be amazing.
Oh my
just
God.
right into the shitter.
This is like the Jackie Robinson of opening. You batted 142.
Grady, I did the impossible tonight.
Well, we were talking about it because it's weird. Like with comedy, like you don't get nervous in front of more people. You're like I'd rather go up in front of 400 people than 4 people.
Oh, God, yes.
I'm more nervous for the 4 people show.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be. How's this
Your
gonna
margin
go?
of error is a lot fucking bigger.
You really do. Well, because at
If
some
2
point,
people don't like me, I'm bombing.
well, because yes, but also at some point, those 2 people are Mike and Sarah versus, you know what I mean? Mike fucking hates me versus, I'm in front of 2,000 people. Who can tell?
Yeah.
Who can? You don't know who
If
hates
you lose 40% of the audience with 4 people,
Yeah,
You're fucked.
You're done.
But if you get 40% of the audience in front of 5,000, you're kind of kicking ass.
Yeah.
That's 2,000 people loving you.
No, you're still sucking.
You can't hear the 3,000 that aren't yelling.
You can't hear your bombing.
It's the worst when you got to do like 30 minutes or something in front of. And 15 minutes in, you're just, hey, what's your favorite color? You're just like asking them nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit,
Like, oh,
man.
God, this goes on for another 12 minminutes.
But
Oh,
I
shit.
have to do the show because I've already accepted the free chicken tenders. You can't bail.
I'm contractually obligated. God damn it, man.
Oh.
Well, I hope it goes.
I'm going to
good.
have a shot now, goddammit.
Oh, hey, we have that. We're
I know.
man, we are going to end up killing this. This is a good bottle of whiskey. We're drinking Stranahan's Colorado whiskey. And I know, you know what? To be honest, I know those guys still listen. They gave us whiskey for when they were first becoming a whiskey and we were first becoming a podcast.
Okay.
They gave us. There's a whole counter full of bottles over there that they used to bring people in that would help them bottle the whiskey, and then they would sign every bottle. So we have a bunch of them that say they would listen to the podcast while they bottled the whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Now they're all expensive and fancy and famous,
And
and
we
they
don't
don't
get shit no
they don't
more.
write anything on the side of the bottle. It's all
Yeah.
printed, and they don't give us anything. But we still love Rob the distiller, and
Yeah.
you
God
guys
bless him.
should send us some more whiskey, so I don't have to.
I have
keep
a theory,
buying it.
Slade.
What do you have a theory on?
I saw this today on the news, and I have to bring it up while we have time here. And I think this might be the one thing Trey's with me on.
Whoa.
Let's
know.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
you got it from the news, so probably not.
Well, it was. I saw a story about it, and I want to preface this by saying I have family members who have used artificial insemination.
What
All
is
right.
that?
Okay.
That's when they
explain. Start at the scientific beginning
They
for
fake
Trey.
make a baby for you.
No, you got to tell
can't-
more than
you
that.
can't
like,
get knocked up.
Like jerking up in the tube.
Yeah, you jerk. It's test tube baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of these ladies was on there, and
Fucking stupid.
it's
Artificial
fucking
is-
stupid. It is.
Artificial
Well, here's the
insemination.
thing.
Hang on,
Here's the
Rob.
thing.
Hang on.
Here's the
Rob.
thing. It's. She goes. I just want. It's just. It's,
Let me hear why he thinks it's stupid, and I want you to make this point. Why do you think it's dumb?
Why do you? No, I don't like the term. Like, why are you trying to fancy up
That's what you're
that
hung
you
up
can't find a nigga? Like, you know what I mean?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Artificial.
Some people use it for different
No,
reasons.
This
like
is some people who
some
can't
people.
who can't get pregnant for whatever reason. So they use science.
It's not necessarily
fucking
artificial insemination as
Yeah.
much as in vitro or
in
whatever.
vitro.
Yeah.
Where they bypass evolution and give it to you fucking artificially, so you got a baby.
Yeah.
Right? Which you're not supposed to be. And so this one lady is on there and she's going on about how it's a miracle. It's not a fucking miracle.
A miracle.
It's not a miracle. And this whole nonsense. First of all, childbirth isn't a miracle already.
See, okay, so I'm going to lean in right there.
it's
One,
natural.
people, it's not just
Yeah.
natural. Motherfuckers, who act like they did some shit because
I've
they made
said
a
this.
person.
I've said this
where
so much.
they go,
Yeah.
look what we did, bitch. You the most evolutionarily, genetically simple process.
They
Yeah.
used to make these motherfuckers in caves. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes,
A
when we
dark
were still
cave
writing our names
and
and
no
shit
IV.
on a wall,
Yeah.
you could make a person. It
Like,
is
granted, half the women back then died giving birth, but it's still fucking. It's not a miracle.
but
It's
it's
a fucked up gray area, but like it probably would be a better world if it was a little more difficult to
Yeah.
make.
And this is my
If you
point.
had to do a survey, maybe.
right. Just
And this is
multiple
my
choice.
point, right? So she says it's a miracle, and I was like, no, it's not. A miracle if it came out because your womb is fucking broke. You can't have kids.
That's right.
God said you don't get
That's
to fucking have kids.
fucking-
Emphatically.
And you said, God, fuck you. I'm fucking having kids. I'm using science.
Yeah.
And so it's not a miracle. This isn't a miracle. This is the Tower of Babel. This is fucking. This is like you're defying God's will. You know, you're fucking.
Tower of Babel.
Yeah, you've stuck a fucking Tower of Babel in your pussy and fucking made magic or whatever they fucking do.
Yeah.
Rob, how many Thanksgivings have you ruined? Everyone's happy.
At least 30. At least 30. Yeah. But fuck you. That's not a fucking miracle.
No, that's not.
That's not a miracle.
That's not.
That's you saying fuck you. That's like how we fight God here with air conditioning. God says it's 90 degrees. No, it's not. It's 73. And we're playing baseball inside.
You don't call air conditioning a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thank the fine people at Frigidaire.
And I don't like bitches that don't know how to settle. Like you gotta just dwell in the fact that your
You're not
pussy,
supposed to have kids.
that your pussy is broken.
Yeah.
Like everybody's not built
Every
to bear
sign
children.
says you don't get to have children.
That's right.
And God said no, and you said, fuck you, God.
Yeah.
I think, oh, look at the miracle. God blessed us with this fucking robot fucking pussy.
Why the fuck do people go out of their way to have kids? They only
And
hold
they'll
you
spend
back from real dreams.
thousands of dollars.
Yes.
It is
Thousands.
It is like you're on the freeway and it comes to this screeching halt of just this wall of traffic as far as the eye can see across 6 lanes. And you look at your Waze and you go, oh, there's not another exit for 19 miles.
Yeah.
And then you just take your little Honda Accord and you bounce over the fucking grass and through the ditch. And cars honk. And you pull into that lane of traffic and you get on a road that's moving. You don't go, thank the DOT for putting an exit where I needed it.
What a miracle. What a miracle that we created this fucking exit. It's such a miracle that we made this fucking...
Or you just
You're not supposed to have kids. You're a bad person. That's why
right.
your womb is broken.
That is very true.
That's
And you
not
said
always
this to your family? This is a loved one?
at Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
don't
Rob,
know-
we're just trying to enjoy the casserole.
You're
I know
a
you have
bad-
your opinions.
You're a bad person, and I'm not saying grace.
We are gathered here today to thank the Lord
Fuck
for this
that
food,
shit.
this bountiful
God's
abundance
not
in
real.
front of us. Her full
You know what
uterus.
exists? This fucking dressing, and I'm going to fucking pray to it. Dear dressing, fill my belly with raisins and whatever the fuck else is in this. And this stupid fucking cousin.
I'm not going to let you
With a
just act
broken
like your
pussy.
family's allowed to put raisins and fucking stuffing.
Oh, I put raisins
in
and
stuffing?
I put cranberries.
That's why I've never had your
That's
chili.
not a raisin.
I misspoke. I apologize. It's a miracle.
We're going to spend the whole next segment
It was
educating-
raisins when I went in, and they became magically through fucking God.
No, you
A
didn't even
miracle.
say craisin. You said
I know. I was very upset at the broken pussy.
fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Rob.
We had Rob admit
Yeah.
that he was wrong, and let's let it be a
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
That's-
But you're right. Are we in agreement?
Oh
finally?
yes, for sure. Like someone, I can't have kids. Like, okay, cool, that's not your skill. So you find something else. Like, you just do something else. Everybody can't be a singer. You know what I mean? You gotta sometimes.
Sure.
You gotta play drums. You still in the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just you can swallow some kids. You can still make some niggas' dreams come true. It
could
just
be-
won't be bearing a child.
You could be a nanny.
That's right. You
can
can
open-
still deal with children.
Yeah.
Open a daycare.
Open a daycare.
And look at what you'll never have.
Yeah.
Like,
Adopt something.
that's right.
Yeah.
Why is the cool part of being a parent just the creating it part? Why do they get so uppity about that particular part? Like adoption is a way greater. You took a child you have no genetical connection to. What genetical?
That's real.
I said shut up. I said genetical. Fuck you. I
Yeah.
was thinking 3 different things.
He was thinking
no
raisin.
genetic connection to whatsoever, and I made that motherfucker love me.
Yeah.
This thing came out of your womb. The
Nah.
fucking snakes
You
look
know
at
why?
their mama
It's a
snake and know
narcissist
it's
thing.
them.
It's like, ugh, this one doesn't look like me.
Yeah.
Love
You
that
want
little
the-
Chinese baby
when you're
black lady.
old.
It is.
No.
Chinese,
Wait, no.
they have cute
You
babies.
don't believe
No,
in a...
because you know what it is when you make your own, it's the responsibility that's attached to. Like if I adopted a kid, I'm like, bro,
That's not true. I will eat anybody's
say-
cookies. I don't get special.
say-
I don't get special about.
Is that you?
If
Is that
I-
your family?
I don't get happy about the fact that these cookies taste better because I baked them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
a
some-
little girl. I was
I'm
going to say, is
saying
that you?
this.
No, okay.
What's happening over there?
He's got
we
some
have,
pictures
we have a
of...
side conversation.
I know. Rob has derailed the entire show.
Nigga,
I'm
what
trying
are
to
you doing?
talk to
I'm
Trey.
trying to defend the fact that I wouldn't adopt a kid because
He's
if
got-
I did, I'd be like, bro, I give your ass back. But if you have your own, you're more reluctant to, you know what I mean?
You really
Adopted
have the-
child comes with a receipt.
Yeah, but
Like,
but I made the argument too that if you just adopt an older child like a 16-year-old, then who
That's
really
not
cares?
adoption.
It is. You
Dude,
did. And then
if
fuck
I
'em.
adopted a 16-year-old, it'd be a girl. I'd be priming her to be my chick. I do the Woody Allen. If I'm fucking, that's the only reason you adopt a 16-year-old is for the opposite. I need this bitch to be exactly what I need her to be for the next 20 years. I got medicine for you to pick up.
We got to take a quick break. We're halfway
Would
home.
get an intern? That's how you adopt a kid.
We are already halfway home on Whiskey Brothers Podcast 648. More us in just a moment.
Question? Comment? Just need to vent? Email us at podcast@praisewhiskey.com.
Welcome back to the Whiskey Brothers Podcast. Slade, Rob, Tre, joined by Grady Pruitt. He's online at Grady Pruitt. No, I'm sorry, at Pruitt Grady. Is there another Grady Pruitt out there?
Yeah, my cousin.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Are you
You'd
from
be
one
like,
of them
hey, man,
families?
could
Well,
y'all,
we're both named after our grandfather. Yeah.
y'all couldn't swap. You couldn't talk about, hey, man, for my career, what does he do?
I don't know, man.
What does he do? He's about to get tweeted.
I think he does. I think he does like some financial shit.
Wait,
or
you don't
something
even
like
know
that.
this
I don't
nigga?
know.
You don't even know this nigga
Hang
like
on, though.
that?
Tell me, though, Grady Pruitt doesn't sound like a guy who does some financial shit.
To be fair, though, I don't know what my dad does.
Oh my
It's like
God.
one of those
You look like you come from a family of Chandler Bings.
Are you
like,
serious? You don't know what your dad does?
And when in high school, I worked at the company. Like I would go in there on the weekends, everything, and work. I worked there for like 4 years. I don't know what the company does. I don't know. What the hell
But,
it
I mean,
does.
can you guess the industry?
It's tech. Like,
Oh, okay.
That's not even a thing. That's tech.
like they
They make
install, like,
phones or they make Nikes.
They install
or they,
like huge computer systems. Like I would go with the engineers to like help install the systems and stuff like that. But I don't know what the hell I was, like I literally don't know what exactly it is. Yeah.
Your dad. I work in embezzlement, son. That's what I work in.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been a complete Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on here. I just know I
Yeah.
show up, I hand the guy a wrench, and
Yeah.
a
And
paycheck.
you stay out of the way.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just not fucking anything up.
I think that's 90% of all industries.
right.
You know?
I know this. That's how nepotism works.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
I think 90% of companies, people that work there don't know what they do.
No.
Yeah. They just keep churning out the economy.
If we're being
Yeah.
honest, I don't know. To this day, my dad, he passed away 10 years ago. I still don't know what the fuck he did. He worked at DuPont and did something with a computer.
Every once in a while, I'd ask like an employee, like, "What do we do?"
Beyond that,
Yeah.
I
would explain it to me.
Fuck if I know.
I
Yeah.
specifically asked at least 2 times in my life, and he told me, and I still don't know.
And you still
Yeah.
don't.
That's how I think I know it was a scam, because even when they were done explaining it to me, I was even more confused.
Yes!
You know, you're like,
I worked at
we're
I
not
worked at a
even-
place. They dealt with plastic or some shit. I was like, bro, when do they start selling the drugs out this bitch? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know when we all go home, there's a night shift that comes in here.
Right, and they're putting heroin in baggies, and,
all-
they're all topless
Yeah.
Chinese ladies.
Yeah.
And-
There's something
It's like
going
when
on.
you drive by an Arby's and there's never a single car,
Yeah.
but they're always open.
Open, yeah.
Yeah, they're always
fuck
open.
are they doing in
like,
there?
You're like,
I walked
some
to this.
shady shit.
There's a coffee shop right around the corner from my place. It's very. I mean, I say walking distance. You could throw a rock at it. This place, I've driven by it. I'm not kidding you. 1,000 times. I walk by it all the time. It's right here. There is, and I drink coffee. It is not even a hospitable environment for coffee. It is a white room. White.
Yeah.
They didn't even paint it. They moved in. If they painted it, they painted it white.
White, yeah.
On one wall is like a coffee bean framed, or so, like one
Right.
just matted.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
just like like a canvas painted with. It just has a coffee bean on. It's stuck on the wall. And then
Yeah.
I went in. So like literally 3 days ago, I'm walking. I'm like, man, let me just see. I threw my little laptop in my bag. I walked down the street. I go, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee here. One, the only way to get coffee in a coffee shop, it's called blank coffee, is a pour over. Okay, you can't just get coffee. They
Yeah.
got a
Wait,
pour. It's a
does
pour
that
over.
It's a pour over.
Huh?
What does that mean?
It's
Pour
where
over?
they. So here, that's what I said.
Oh shit!
I go,
That's one of them places.
excuse me.
You don't know how y'all open or how y'all operate
at all. So
It's like
the guy
it doesn't have a menu. You just have to know.
right? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Sort of thing.
The kind of plate, and then they serve you the meal on a rock instead of a
Yeah.
plate.
Yes.
It's what. So they so I, okay, and they take the coffee out of I get wherever the fucking back where they have the one coffee. He puts it in a thing, and then he pours water over it, and it has to steep. And then I wait for this to happen. It's 10 minutes. 3 other people have come in and bought juice. Is the only and this is where
you got the coffee.
hang on,
rookie mistake.
This is what this is where I'm confused. When I say bought juice, these people come in without saying a single word, and the guy will look at him and go, "I got your juice," and he brings out a brown paper bag and hands it to him, and then they leave. And I'm still waiting on by the time he gives me my coffee, I get it. I go outside. I sit down on the patio at the 2 tables they have, and there's no tables inside. I sit on one of the 2 outside, and I go to take the sip of the coffee, and this bitch is lukewarm.
Oh my
Jesus.
god!
like they were like, oh, a regular person came in.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to get rid of him
Yeah.
and make sure he never comes back, so we
Yeah.
can keep sliding these bags of juice across the bar.
These juice bags. yeah.
That is
You know
the
what that
worst
means.
drug front ever.
I
You gotta at least have good service.
have never seen
to
anything
be
like this.
believable. What the
That- you know what? That was like in the old days when you had to buy porn at the video store.
Oh boy!
You know, I'm like,
You're one of
kids-
those.
Grady just looked at you like
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, you kids today get all kinds of porn on your phone.
I
Look at
judge you motherfuckers. You
Yeah.
old people that with y'all's porn.
Well,
I
yeah.
tell you that.
I would go
You
to.
used to jerk off.
You don't know what it's like to masturbate to a single picture.
That's what I was gonna say. You used to jerk off the motionless porn.
Yes.
just a still picture. And
Yeah.
somebody
No,
was-
not me. I was always the video guy.
Sounds
But
gross.
we would go to the video place. And
Rob was not always the video guy,
creepy.
unless you were fucking jacking off to a flip book. I know how old
Yeah.
you are.
You know what? Part of me wishes I had that innocence.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's
Oh,
like
my
when you first. You know what I mean? It's like you first discover porn, and you're like, "Great, anal gangbanging." Like that's your first thing.
Even
that
that when
you
you,
jump
but when you
into.
first discover, like I remember, there was a moment where in my life as a human being, I have the memory of going, the whole page of this magazine is just a pussy. Like I was like, wow,
yeah,
a whole page.
Well, there would be a.
that actually doesn't sound good.
But I mean, like.
Like a pussy on itself.
No,
is
I
not
don't.
great.
Yeah.
I don't mean. We're not like a close up, but
That
don't
is
mean-
better than my
I don't
experience.
mean microscopic.
I first saw porn. My cousin was jerking off next to me. I was like 5 or 6, and he was just like, "You want to watch?" I was like,
He was jerking off to you.
No, the porn was on, and he was just jerking
is-
off next to me.
Well, this is
And
what
it was like, nigga, where's your manners?
How old
Did he
was
know you were there?
how old was
Yes!
how old was he?
He must have been like 17, I guess 16, 17 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna think back to my 17-year-old masturbatory days, and I'm like, if there was ever a 5 or 6-year-old in my
Dude,
vicinity,
he was like,
I might have at least cleared
Yeah.
my throat.
bro, he
like,
was jerking off like, you.
That was a crime.
Yes,
yeah.
He was like, he was like, you good? You need anything to eat or anything? I was like, no, I'm fine. All right. And he just went back to jerking
Did he say that in like a "you sure you don't want to go to the kitchen for 5 or 6 minutes" sort of way?
No, he was like, I guess I
Did
was
you miss
up.
you missed the cue?
We was
Maybe
playing
you missed
the
the
video
social
game.
cue, and he just went on with it.
We was playing a video game. We went from playing the game to him watching porn.
You went from Halo to Hell No,
yes,
like just like that.
like that quick. And I was just like, all right, I don't know. Well, I'm saying I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, all right, he's watching this thing. I'm gonna go to sleep. This is kind of boring. I don't know what's
So
happening.
not mid game,
no, he
not like you were in the middle of Doom and then just
no.
why's your dick out?
ended. Then he turned the game. Then he put the porn on, and then he just started jerking off. And
Well-
then I looked and was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "You need anything? You need me to get?" I was like, "No, I'm fine."
Like you
All
need
right.
to go
And
to
then he
bed,
just
young
went
buck.
back to
You need to get the
jerking
fuck
off.
out of the room because I'm
But
clearly
he just,
doing
he
something.
just went and did it, and I was just like, all right, and I went to sleep. But no, as a kid, I didn't know what happened. But now, as I was telling my wife this story, and she was just like, "Yeah, dude, that's kind of fucked up. Like that's
Yeah,
why
it
your
is
mind
messed
is
up.
screwed up."
Anybody else, by
It's-
show of hands, not think this is
Yeah,
a little
that's
fucked up?
Wait, but
It's also a level of confidence
But-
that's like
Yes,
incredible.
but it was the
Jerk
first
off with
time.
someone in the
I have a
room.
hard time peeing in front of other people.
But
Like,
It was the first time I saw.
I don't want
titties.
anyone else in the house when I'm jerking.
I don't listen. I'll be honest. If we're in a
the
hotel,
apartment
share
complex.
if we have an adjacent hotel room together, like you know what I mean. If we share a wall,
no, it's not that bad. I mean, it didn't fuck me up. Like it's not that bad.
no,
Like,
you came out fine.
He jerked off. It was,
You have no awkward issues as an
no,
adult
no,
whatsoever.
I don't. I'm fine. Niggas
like-
just don't agree with me. A lot.
Perfectly developed.
I just walked it off.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, okay. Well,
all right, he jerked off. It was fine. But
that's how life's gonna be.
But I remember.
Guess that's how you
That's
make
how
a
life's
baby.
gonna be.
But I remember the excitement of seeing the titties. I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow. I didn't.
Well, I remember back when we went to the video store, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you'd go to there was one.
Old-timey story.
Yeah, well, there was this one video store that had like some real movies up front, but it was like 6 copies of Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. You know, maybe 4 or 5 others. But then you walk through these fucking,
Some
wooden
curtains,
doors.
nigga. They had
No, it was like a fucking saloon
like
door.
a western.
Yeah. Woo, wow, wow, wow. And you walk in, and it's this fucking warehouse of fucking pornography. And you could go around
He said
and
pornography.
He said
I have it.
pornography.
Pornography.
and you could go around, and they had each section like
Yeah.
a fucking like western, but it was
Oh, okay.
Like a video store.
yeah, but just for porn.
So, but what happened if you fell into 2 categories? I remember that was my problem trying to find shit at Blockbuster. It's sci-fi, but it's fantasy. Where do I look?
Yeah.
What if I'm looking for anal, but I'm also looking for
Yeah,
blondes?
that's why they had the guy there who was noble and fucking knowledgeable.
Watched all the movies
And
the
then,
day they came out.
He was like, section aisle 4.
Oh my god! I can't believe.
But here's the
people-
best part about it.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, here's the best part about it. You had to either put in you had to be a membership for like $200 so you could rent whatever you want whenever you wanted, or you left a $25 cash deposit and whenever you fucking rented one. So I would always leave the $25. And
You
this is-
paid for porn? What the fuck is wrong with you?
because back then you had to. This is my point.
Oh.
All right, this is in the early 90s.
young
Sounds
guys.
awful.
But here's the best part.
These guys are real creeps.
Yeah, here's the best part. I knew I would have 1 or 2 films, and so there was like $50 at the porn shack. If I was ever broke,
You
I
always
was
had.
like, I was like, oh, I can get Whataburger. I go down and I got fucking butt slammers
Rob
for.
used the porn store as a
I did. It was a
account.
savings account, and it fucking worked. I'd go there. I'm getting from taquitos. I got to get taquitos on me. I need my $25 for Slumber Party
My
9.
favorite part about that story is that they had regular movies.
Yeah,
Just the fact,
in the
just
front.
the fact you're like, I'll get interracial blowbang number 3. Is that Crocodile Dundee?
I was like, I'll take Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Blondie. We'll take both of these.
Oh, trust me, Crocodile Dundee had dust on it. That fucking, I don't even think there's a video.
Nobody.
Yeah, there's not even a video tape in the box.
Oh yeah, we're kind of out of that. Try again on
my
Thursday. That's
God.
that's when it's
How
due.
the fuck do people still watch porn?
What do you
Dude,
mean?
I really don't.
Watch
I don't.
porn?
I don't
Trey,
get
you
it.
can't
I don't-
you can't
how
ask
do
a question
people
like that with a minute to go.
Fuck!
You can't tell me
didn't know.
how do people still watch
Why are
porn?
you still into that shit, man? That shit is so toxic for your brain. Just fuck something. Like I'm just saying, like don't watch porn, man. It's insane. It fucks with your whole
To be
psyche.
continued later this November. We
What
do.
a great ending point.
You watch porn still?
We do have
Yeah,
to. Yes, he's a
man.
human.
Why?
Oh, Trey.
There's other people.
Trey. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Yeah, but other people won't do what they do.
we're gonna put a pin in this. Grady, I want you to come back for an episode we do in
Do
November.
sexual assaulters still watch porn?
And I want you to sit
What are
down
they-
across from this idiot and talk about this with us.
I
You
will
were
do that.
you were a pleasure to have on the podcast. You're at Pruitt Grady on Twitter, easy to find online. You guys go say hi to Grady if you enjoyed it. On behalf of Rob
and
Mungel,
his cousin.
Trey Tudson,
Go see Trey tonight. He's doing a show.
Trey and I are
Trey's
at
on a
Warehouse
show
Lives with Jim
Rob.
Norton.
See him.
I'll turn Rob down so we can promote our shit. Look at this.
Rob, it
That's how
was
that
that
works.
blue jacket you had on.
We got-
It was just like this motherfucker looks like a James Brown.
Look like a Smothers brother. And
Yeah, you
You're
look
wrong.
like George Jones. Is that who that?
we got to get out of here. Find us on another episode of the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
the country nigga.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.